4 assassination attempts, and at 25 years old, she was the youngest person elected to Afghanistan's new parliament, only to be suspended for criticizing the government. A Woman Among Warlords is Malalai Joya's story of life in Afghanistan, and we welcome her into our Canada AM studios this morning. It's such a compelling account to read what you have done at such a young age. I have to ask when you decided and how you decided to do this, because you knew you could and would get into trouble, even to try to educate yourself and other girls.
Because we believe that no nation can donate liberation to another nation, and women's rights is not a bunch of beautiful flowers that someone gifts us. We must do sacrifices, accept risk, and try our best to achieve these values and do struggle. As always, I'm saying I don't fear death, I fear political silence against injustice.
How you had to hide even books under your burqa because of what might happen to you if they found out you were educating people.
Yeah, in the period of Taliban, it was risky. Today, war no Taliban, but today's situation is as catastrophic as it was under the domination of Taliban in most of provinces of Afghanistan. And today, by presence of thousands of troops in Afghanistan, rape cases against women, domestic violences, acid attacks, killing of women increasing rapidly because after 9/11 tragedy, photocopy of Taliban, these misogynist warlords with suit and tie talking about democracy, they come in power. That's why the situation for men and women, especially for the women and children, is getting worse.
You thought that you could make a difference by getting elected to Parliament, and you did, and you served there, but then they kicked you out, essentially.
Yeah, I think alone my life story is enough to know about mockery of democracy and mockery of war on terror in Afghanistan, because in the period of Taliban on that dark time, it was risky, but now even with burqa bodyguard, not safe. Changing safe house to safe houses. And now not only me, most of my people, they squashed between two powerful enemies. From the sky, occupation forces bombing, killing civilians, most of them women and children, under the name of Taliban. In the ground, Taliban and warlords together continue to their fascism. So with the withdrawal of one enemy, it is much easier to fight one instead of two. But now my country, under the banner of women's rights, human rights, democracy, has been occupied. In Canada government, they say we want to stay there until 2011. And my people don't want them to be that much more. As this 8 years, they were not honest for my people, and they followed the wrong policy of the U.S. government, which is war crime. So they must leave my country now.
You write in your book, we are not a helpless country. We have been able to manage our own affairs, and women's rights have not always been in such a terrible state.
Yeah, the only difference between Taliban period with now is that all of these crimes against women happening under the name of democracy. Canadian great people know about misogynist law these fundamentalists recently made against Shia women in Afghanistan. And this law, despite national and international condemnation, even has been signed by Hamid Karzai, this shameless puppet man who did compromise, still he do compromise. And right now his brother, Ahmad Wali Karzai in Kandahar province, he is in power, and my people call him a small Bush. And that New York Times recently wrote that he's receiving millions of dollars by CIA, and also he's a famous drug trafficker. And in Canada is a province that Canada have troops. And that's why we believe that Canada and also other NATO countries who follow the wrong policy of the U.S., they just waste their taxpayer money in Afghanistan and the blood of their soldier. And now they surge more troops in Afghanistan, Mr. Obama, because his foreign policy is quite similar to the wrong policy of criminal Bush. And he wants to degrade barbaric Taliban, also to join the government as a moderate, while we have no moderate Talib. He must support democratic-minded people of my country, while we have a lot, like other countries. At least my people say, if really Mr. Obama honest, he must apologize to my people and try to bring criminal Bush to the International Criminal Court for the war crime he committed. But Canada government still follow the wrong policy of the U.S. government. I say condolences to those Canadian moms who lost their son, daughter in my country, but please change your sorrows, your tears to the strength. Raise your voice against the wrong policy of your government, because democracy never comes by barrel of gun, by war, by cluster bomb. And now U.S. government start war in Pakistan as well. At least situation of Iraq and Afghanistan proved this claim that democracy never comes by war.
Malalai Joya, thank you for coming in.
Thank you. Thanks for your support. But when we say the withdrawal of the troops, but my message to great justice-loving people of Canada is that men and women, please join your hands with us. We need your educational support, humanitarian support. We need your honest helping hand. We never want occupation. Occupation never brings liberation. I'm sure they will face with resistance of my people if they do not leave voluntarily.
The name of the book, A Woman Among Warlords by Malalai Joya.